In this video, we'll talk about the use of records to store data, the use of SQL to search for data, and also we'll learn how to use some commands like select, from, where. And then at the end, we'll look at some of the GCSE questions, some of the past paper questions which came in OCR. Okay, so let's begin. Now, first of all, what is database? It is basically a structured way of storing data. We use table. In the table, we have rows and columns. Remember, in in database, in SQL, we use the word records and fields. Records basically means rows, fields basically means columns. We're going to look at it a bit more in a second. Now, why database? How it helps? First of all, it is an organized way of collecting data. It allows us to easily store, retrieve, or manage our information. Okay, it can be sorted and searched efficiently. And also, a database uses fields and records to organize how it stores data. Okay, we'll look in depth into it now. Just look at this picture and familiarize yourself with this little keyword field, table, records, right? First of all, you all know what is table. It's basically a collection of data that relates to an entity. Entity means students, books, products. Yeah, those information we are storing in a table, right? Record basically is like a one row. This is a record. Entity in a table. This a row. This is a record. This a row, a record. Field. Field is basically a column. Another word is column. A column in a table that stores one type of information. For example, if I say student ID column only storing the information of the ID of the students, right? Those information. So this, we say column normally, but we use the word field. And the last one is field name, another one's column name. So this is student ID is a field name. Last name is a field name. Initial is a field name. So these keywords you already know. Just to familiarize yourself, when you say field, you're talking about field, column. When you're talking about record, you're talking about row. Okay. Now, what is SQL then? It's basically SQL stands for Structured Query Language, and it helps us to locate specific information in a database using some commands. Okay, we use mainly three commands for specifically for our GCSE spec. Select, what field do you want to retrieve? Remember, field means the name of the column. Okay, so which field, which column you want to, where you want to get the information from, right? That is from which table you are looking at, and then where is there any condition based on this. You might not need all of the information. Based on some condition, you are taking out some information, right? So select basically is what you selecting, which column you selecting. From means which table. The column you're saying that I'm going to select that column, from which table you're selecting, and where, if there is any condition. If you are not selecting everything, of course you need to tell your database, okay, this information and this information I need based on this condition, right? So let's start with the first one, select one. Look at this. I have a table here, and the column name is student ID, last name, initial, age, and program. So I might say select student ID. If I need more than one, I might say select student ID, comma, last name. Remember, we need to use a comma. Okay, that's basically about select. But if you want everything, right, you can just write down select star sign from students. Okay, we call it wildcard. When you write something like this, select wildcard, that means select everything. And then you're saying, okay, everything fine, but from where? From students table. The name of this table is students. So I might say select last name, comma, initial from students. Don't forget this semicolon at the end. Okay, so that's first. What is select? Select basically is the name of the field you're saying, which field, another word, which column you are selecting. Okay, so select this column. If you have more, select this column, comma, that column. Then after select, you need to say the name of the table. Select last name, comma, age from students. So now we know, okay, this person is looking at the table name students and specifically looking at these two columns, last name and age. So last name and age. Yes. Next one is, if you are filtering out any data, you might not need all of the data. You might not need all of the data. You're saying, okay, select last name, age based on a condition. The condition is where age is greater than 15. Don't forget the semicolon, please. So our SQL gonna go to find out last name column, age column in table. I just missed the table name here. Okay, should be select last name, age from students. Sorry about that mistake, guys. Where age greater than 15. So it could just go there looking at any age which is 15. So let's say this one greater than 15, this is greater than 15, this is greater than 15. Okay, all of us here basically. But if some of those are not greater than 15, we're gonna omit that. We're gonna just take that last name, that last name, that last name, which one, whose age is greater than 15. Those information gonna be retrieved. Again, there's a mistake here. You should be saying select last name, comma, age from student where age greater than 15 and then semicolon. I hope you look at this word select from where and you see that this is all in capital letter. Okay, and one key things you need to remember when you're writing the column name, field name, make sure it should be exact name. So last name should be exactly as it is. Age should be exactly as it is. Table name should be exactly as the table name is stored. Nor you'll not get any result. You'll not get any marks. Another word is for say. Right? So now we know select and then it comes the name of the columns. You can use more than you can select more than one column, but if you do, there should be a comma. Then next come from the name of the table, which table you are retrieving the data. And then if you're not selecting everything, of course you need to say where, and there is a condition. Based on that condition, give me this data. That's basically it. Select from where. Now this where condition might not always straightforward like this. It might be a combination and combination, or we can use and or. Okay, we can use these two combination. Look at this example. We can write where age greater than 15 and grade equals A. So we are looking at two condition here, right? And what I'm missing here is there should be a grade column, but let's say I have a grade column. Okay, so SQL just looking through this condition and saying, okay, any person whose age is greater than 15, whose grade is A, will only select those names. From, again, there's a from missing here, is fine. Okay, from the students table. So select name from students, right? There's a table name, and then it could be this complex condition saying where age greater than 15 and grade, if I have a grade column here, equals A. Make sure it is just one equals. In SQL, just one equals, okay? Comparing. In Python, we use double equals. Similar way, you can use the word or. So if it is and, obviously this part and this part should be both true. But if it is or, any of those, if it is true, we're gonna get the result out. Any of those. So or means either this or this. If it is true, that's fine enough, give me the result. But if you're using and, that means this condition and this condition both should be true, then only get the result. One more time, guys. Please, there should be a table name here like this, from students. So select name from students and then where condition and another condition. Select name from students where condition or another condition. So based on which data, what kind of data you want to get out from a table, you either use and or. Okay, that's the complex filtering. Now let's look at a few of the GCSE question. Okay, so first one is asking a vending machine stores the quantity of items available in a database table called items. The current contents of items is shown. Is give us a table. Now asking complete the following SQL statements to display the item code for all items that have fewer than 10 in stock, right? And also give us some hint. So it's basically it's give us hint already. After select, we already know what should come. After select, name, the name of the column, the field name comes, right? So complete the following SQL statements to display the item code for all items that have fewer than 10 in stock. So we need to display the item code. That means I need to select this column, which is item code, right? Let's see if I can type here. So item and code. Then from items, right? Because the name of the table, they already says items. You see that? The name of my table is items. So I need to write here from items, items. And then they give us a condition to check. Said all the item code for all items that have fewer than 10 in stock, right? So I need to write a condition. They didn't give us this keyword, but we already know where is in capital letter, where, and then what is the name of the column? I need to check this column, stock, and we are checking anything fewer, that means smaller than 10. Don't forget the column. That's basically it. You're getting 4 marks for that. Okay, so selecting, you're already looking at this and you understand, okay, I need to show what to the item code. That means I need this column. From where I'm getting all of this information, what's the name of the table? They give it to us, items. And then there is a condition to meet saying that have fewer than 10 in stock. So stock column is this, we write down where, stock, and then any value less than 10. That's it, you get 4. Right. Let's look at the next question now. Again, this give us a table and saying the database table results. That means we know the name of the table, it is results, stores the results for each student in each of the chosen subjects. Okay. Complete the skill query to return all of the fields who take part. Okay. So of course we are going to return what? Students. That means the name of the students. So what is the name of the column? Student name is student. Make sure you're writing exactly as it is. Don't make mistake there, okay? Right. So select student name. From where is student name? What is the name of the table? They give us results. So I write down here results. Okay, and what condition I need to check? Said anybody took subjects which is R. Okay, that means where they give the keyword already to me, which is fine. Now I need to check this column, any value which match to R. So I write down where subject equals R and column. Remember, if it is a text, we should use this quotation mark. It is a text. Okay, so you should use the quotation mark. So what happens here now? Select student name from results table and then checking where Subject is matching with the keyword art. That's what they're asking for to check. So all of those students who took art give those information. Yeah, right. Next one. Here we just need to tick. Reading the question carefully and then just tick which one is correct. You get 1 mark. So OCR Tech is an online shop that sells electronics such as TVs and game consoles. Items for sale are stored in the database table TBL stocks. An extract of the table is shown here like this. Okay, just a part of this table. Table name is TBL stock. Pick one box in each section to identify the correct SQL commands to select the item code and item name for all items that have a price of 60 and over, right? So first one, it has two parts. So first do the first one. Is saying which one I should write. I mean, which one we should choose, right? So we are selecting how many table here? Let's say to identify the correct SQL statement, select the item code and item name. Two table I need. And we know already if we are choosing two table, we just need to put a comma in between. That means answer is this one. Select item code, item name, in between comma. Simple, okay? So I just put a tick. I'm not giving tick because I'm not spending my time to find a tick mark here. Let's say this is tick. Right? This one. Let's go to the next one. Next, from. Then we already know after from comes the name of the table. They tell you already, isn't it? TBL stock. Yes, we know that. They told us the name of the table is TBL. So from TBL stock, not from table, not from database. The name of the table is TBL stock. So simply your tick should go here. Okay. Last one. Last one. Right? Remember what the condition is saying. An item name for all items that have a price of £60 or over. So it could be equals to 60, it could be more than 60. So which one is saying that? Where price smaller, no, no, no. Where price only greater, no. Where price greater or equals, says it should be this one because this one is checking that price, any price either equals to 60 or more than 60. That's it. You just give three tick. Please don't write tick. You just tick it actually like this sign and you get 3 marks straight away. All right. Cool. Now, another question. Let's look at it again. OCR High School uses a computer system to store data about students' conduct. The system records good conduct as a positive number and poor conduct as a negative number, right? Like positive negative points. A true or false value is also used to record whether or not a letter has been sent home about each student. Okay, based on that. An example of the data held in the system is shown in this picture, yeah, in this figure. The data shown above in the figure is stored in a database table called conduct. We need this information, so mark it please. Conduct is the name of the table. Now, what is statement we need to write? Write an SQL statement to select the student's name. That's the field name I need for all records. For all records that have negative points. Okay, negative points. So, first line you all know already because I'm going to select the student name. Let me type it here now. So, yeah, I should change the color. Okay, so select and then comes the name of the column, which is student name. First thing down. Second, of course, after that, we need to say which table, from which table. So FRO and make sure it's all capital letter. Then of the table is the name of the table is conduct, right? conduct. Okay, done. Now we need to check a condition as well, and this is important. It's saying all records that have negative points. Now, which column is holding the about the points? The name of the column is points. So I would say where, and of course, name of the column is points. Now, negative means less than zero, isn't it? So simply I can say less than zero and colon. You got 3 marks already. So select the student name because they ask us to find the student name. They ask us to use this table with the name is conduct, and then at the end we just need to check this points column any value less than zero with semicolon. Done. Okay, right. State the wildcard that can be used in SQL to show all fields from a table. I hope you can remember that already. It's just the asterisk sign like this. That's it. With this, get 1 marks. Alright, so small. I'm not sure you can see it or not. Let me make it color, make it bigger, as you can see. Okay, 1 mark. Okay, we're gonna look at one more question. One more question. So here you go. Charlotte runs a website which stores details about movies. The users can log onto the website and leave ratings for movies. The website uses a database with 3 tables. Okay, so let's look at this carefully. The table film, we have a table called film, contains the following field: film ID, title, year, director, category. That's one table. Next one. The name of the next table is user. It contains these fields. In other words, these columns: user ID, first name, surname, date of birth. Okay. Now, the table, we have another table is called rating stores. Rating stores amongst other fields the rating a user has given a film, like a score out of 5. And here is a extract of the data in the table rating. So you know in the film table which are the column name, user table which are the column name, and now we can see actually in the rating table what information is holding. That means it shows us all of the columns there as well. Okay. Now I do not need to go through all of these little things. I just need to get the gist, what they're trying to describe to us. Now let's look at what I need to do. First question. Charlotte uses a query to list films. The query uses the following criteria. Remember, we learned about this and all. So let's look at carefully. It's saying rating smaller than 2 and user ID Z01. List the ratings of the ratings IDs of the ratings that will be selected from the extract tone. So if we just go back here and look at these two conditions where it is fully met. Remember it's and, that means this should be true, this should be true. So anything smaller than 2, and also user ID looking for Z01. Okay, so which one is that? Rating smaller than 2, so I'm looking for this and these two. And then another condition is user ID should be matched Z01, which is Z01 this. So what they ask us to get extract from the ratings, right? List the ratings ID. Okay, fine. So now I can see the rating 1, which is smaller than 2. User ID is 801, and for that person, rating ID is 0025. So I just need to write, okay, 00215. Okay, color change. Done. So you manually look at these two information and then just check this, and what they're asking us to write the rating ID, just write the rating ID, 1 marks. Okay. One more. So write the criteria for a query that will select all films produced in the year 2015 in the category comedy. Okay. So they're saying select all films and then give us condition. Produced in the year 2015 and also category comedy. So now first I need to think which table I need to use and which column I need to use. This information, what kind of movies that, when did it come out? Let's see which column hold that information. So first one is saying film, contains film ID, title, that's film name, year when it comes out good, director, category. Let's look at this one just to make sure. Users, user ID, first name, surname, date of birth. So my focus should be on this table. I'm going to use this table name is film, and I need the information about title and then match the category comedy, right? So let's write it together. Use this and then let me type. Let me change the color and then we are writing select and saying select everything, all films. So I can use the wildcard really, select everything. Now from where? From name of the table is film, right? So let me see exact spelling of the movie. FLIM, all capital letters, fine. So from film. Now we need another. This time I need to use this white color because you cannot see it. And then condition where, okay, and we're checking year should be 2015. So year 2015. Also I need to check and and category. They ask us to check the category too. So category equals, of course it is a text, so I need to check comedy. Okay, and this with a semicolon. Yeah. Okay, let's make sure this column name I have written carefully. So year and category, let me check is it correct spelling there. So year with capital Y and category with capital C, that's fine, right? Okay, so select everything from table film where year made this condition 2015 and category made the condition comedy. That's it. It says write the criteria for a query that will select all films produced in the year 2015 in the category comedy. Okay, so that's basically it about select from where commands in SQL, and also we have looked at it how to use the and. I didn't get any example for the or, but you get the idea, I hope. And it is one of the easiest topics in GCSE Computer Science. I hope you will hit the full marks, right? Just follow this, write your own code, and see ya.